Compose yourself, Maros. Boom. 19.3. 10-minute clock, 200-foot overhead walking lunge with 1 dumbbell, 50 box dumbbell step-ups, 50 strict handstand push-ups, and 200-foot handstand walk. Oh my god. We don't get just 1, we get 3 new movements. It's like a slap in the face, but I love it. It's a chipper style workout. You chip away. The first new movement is overhead walking lunge with a dumbbell. The second one is dumbbell box step-ups. And the third new movement is the strict handstand push-ups. So, let's break it down. With the lunge, you want to lock your shoulders in place. There's 200 feet, which is 60 meters. You have to do it in 20-foot increments, just like we did with everything else in the open in the past years. So the best way to attack this is just pick up the dumbbell with your dominant arm, lock your shoulder in place, and just start walking, start lunging. If you're comfortable walking through with your lunge, not stepping up to your foot and then lunging, that's fine. I would recommend to spend as least time as possible on this, because this is where you're going to be holding that dumbbell overhead under tension for a long time if you take your time. So move through it. Don't gas yourself, but move with purpose. In terms of switching arms, switch arms every 50 or even every 25 feet. Don't let the workout, the movement itself, dictate when you switch arms. You don't want to burn those shoulders out early. So have a plan for when you're going to switch. If you need to switch earlier, switch earlier. I personally would recommend switching overhead, although it could be could be dangerous. You need to practice that. But we've seen elite athletes do bring the dumbbell down to the shoulder, switch in here, and go with the other one. I wouldn't say drop the dumbbell at all, only if you need to compose yourself or you're burning out with your shoulders. But with this movement, this is a buy-in. This is where where the workout's going to be won or lost. You just have to move through this. Moving on, you go straight from your lunge into 50 dumbbell box step-ups. So this is a new movement. The standards dictate or say that you have to alternate your legs. So there's not much to say about this. This is where you're going to rest your shoulders. This is still not the meat and bones of the workout, so you're going to have to move fast through this. You have to, there's no point for you slowing down or saving your legs for anything else. This is where you empty the tank when it comes to legs. Just a quick tip for the dumbbell box step-ups. When you come up with your leading foot, that's the same foot that's going to come down. So when the other one comes down, you just tap the foot and come up with the other one. It just saves a little bit of time. Avoid doing a lot of stepping around between reps on the ground. If you need to rest at the top of the box. One more thing, I don't think it's allowed to use the corner of the box. I know it's been allowed in the past in some competitions. You have to be facing the box directly. So that's that. So the lunge and the step-ups are literally just a buy-in for your handstand push-ups. And this is where the workout begins. This is where you need to plan your strategy based on your abilities. A good rule of thumb is taking 50% of your max strict handstand push-up set and breaking that down to 80%. Max set is 10. You would go with 5, but take away 20% from that 5. So you would start with 4 or 3. You can move through this fairly quickly, even doing small sets like triples or doubles, in some cases even singles, but you have to be disciplined with yourself and avoid failure. You don't wanna fail. You don't wanna crank that one more rep on the wall and then come down, and that's it. You're gonna have to just stare at the wall. Next thing is the set of 50, the dumbbell, the handstand strict handstand push-ups. Everyone is gonna move through the first 25 fairly quickly. After it's the second set of 25, that's gonna be the deciding point. So the actual workout starts after your first 25 handstand push-ups for most people, anyways. So this is where you need to plan for plan B. You need to have a secondary plan in place if your form or your strength gives way. So I've seen quite a few videos by now of people doing it, and fast singles is actually a good idea towards the end. You basically kick up, do a single, kick down, take 1 or 2 breaths, do it again. If you do this correctly, you're gonna move through the workout pretty fast. Even if you start singles from the beginning, that could be a good strategy. So don't be afraid to do singles, and don't be afraid to break those sets down into smaller chunks like triples, doubles, or singles. One more point to the handstand push-ups: don't save yourself for the handstand walk. It's not gonna help you. Empty the tank. Go through those handstand push-ups as fast as you can. If you have 5 left, just move through. There's no point thinking I need to save my shoulders for the handstand walk. The handstand walk is going to be tricky, but it's a different movement. Your shoulders are locked out. If you're proficient handstand walking, you're gonna do just fine. With the handstand walk, when you're coming off the strict handstand push-ups, take a moment to compose yourself, take a few breaths, shake out the arms, and go into your first handstand walk. The first one's gonna feel a bit wobbly, a bit shaky. If you get your 5-foot increment in and then kick down, take a rest, get another one in, it's gonna be fine. You're gonna do just fine. With the handstand walk, you have to know your ability, but doing short chunks is still a way to go. So this workout falls into 3 categories, I'd say: the beginners, the advanced, and the elites. So for the beginners, this might be a overhead walking lunge workout. So with the people like that, where you're struggling with the overhead walking lunge, just make sure you don't rush through those movements, through that movement. Consistent braking on the lunge is fine, but you need to know your ability. So if you're gonna be doing 25-foot increments, that's okay. Take a rest, switch arms if you need to. If you can't, if your other arm is too tight or whatever, just make sure you rest that working arm properly, and then just go for it. When you get to the dumbbell step-ups, that's not a movement that anyone can't do. So don't worry, just take your time on the lunge and get to the dumbbell step-ups, and you will get to the strict handstand push-ups. You might even get your first one. For the advanced, this is basically a category of people that's like 80% of the people are going to be finishing the handstand push-ups, or finishing close to finishing handstand push-ups. So for this group of people, it's important to plan for small breaks and small sets on the handstand push-ups and avoid failure. And the elite, there's not much to say, just go. People like CrossFit Games athletes or regional athletes, they have the capacity to get to the handstand push-ups, the handstand walks, and burn through this workout. Just a couple of points here. For the handstand push-ups, stay with your feet relaxed. The standards, the new standard took away all that craziness with the tape and whatnot. So with your feet, you don't have to actively push your heel up to meet the standard. Your feet have to stay within your shoulder width. You have the box on the ground where you have to stay. So I'd say go as wide as you can, but don't go too wide. It's something that you're not used to in the handstand push-ups. Just do what you would do in your training. But the main point was relax your feet. And the last thing I would say, don't use knee sleeves. I know this is counterintuitive because of the lunges, but the lunges are not going to tax your knees that much. and the point being that the knee sleeves are going to restrict the movement on the dumbbell step ups, especially for the shorter people. So I think that's all. Go get them and good luck.